Panel discussion is on emerging trends in design practice, and our moderator of this session is Professor Mohammed Shabahar. Ladies and gentlemen, he has done his bachelor's from the Government College of Architecture and master's in architecture from the Imperial University. He started his professional journey as an architect in the year 1986. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been working as a teaching the faculty of Government College of Architect. Alongside teaching at the university, he has also contributed vastly by sharing his knowledge in the design and development of many types of projects like hospital, institutes and building. So I request you all to please kindly put your hands together and welcome our moderator on stage. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, with this, our first panelist of the session is architect Manoj Wahi, Hyderabad. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Manoj Wahi completed his bachelor's in architect from GCA University in Lucknow. He co-founded the Designer Web in the year 1996. Designer Web has its office in the cities like Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad and Kolkata. His IIID journey started in 2010. Mr. Manoj approaches design as a solution that leaves a lasting impression that user that he interacts with the product. Everyone please put your hands together once again and welcome our first panelist, architect Manoj Wahi. Alright, so now it's time to call our next panelist. Ladies and gentlemen, our next panelist is architect Vaibhav Goyal, director Vaibhav and Associates Lucknow. I request Sir to please come and join us on stage. Zordar taaliyon ke saath, everyone please welcome our second panelist, architect Vaibhav Goyal. Our third panelist, ladies and gentlemen, is architect Vishal Mathur, principal architect, Architects Workshop, Lucknow. Zordar taaliyon ke saath, everyone all together, please welcome sir on stage. Alright, so with this, our fourth panelist is, ladies and gentlemen, architect Alok Kumar, founding partner, Element Design Studio, Lucknow. Zordar taaliyon ke saath, aap sabhi se request hai, please welcome sir on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, our fifth panelist is architect Gaurav Gupta, founder CA Plus PE Studio, Lucknow. Ladies and gentlemen, architect Gaurav Gupta has done his masters in urban planning from the School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. He established the firm DECA Plus PE Studio in the year 2012. Under his leadership, the studio has since then completed an extensive range of projects that includes township, software parks, retail parks and hotels. His firm is currently involved in over 30 projects. He also received many awards. He received 17 national awards. So once again, everyone, please put your hands together and welcome architect Gaurav Gupta on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, our sixth panelist is Professor Tabish Abdullah, our senior assistant professor, AKTU, Lucknow. Zordar taaliyon ke saath aap sabhi se request karungi, please welcome sir on stage. Alright, so with this, last but not the least, our seventh panelist is architect Rohit Parmar. Ladies and gentlemen, he earned a bachelor degree in architect from GCA Lucknow in 2008 and master's degree in furniture and interior design from the National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad. Mr. Rohit designed and managed a number of prestigious award-winning projects. He has worked with brands like Titan, JSW, Kingfisher and Jaguar. He co-founded Studio 0522 in the year 2006. Mr. Rohit was also presented with a Young Artist of the Year award in 2021 by the Indian Institute of Architects. So we have all our panelists and moderator on stage. So will not take much time. I request our moderator to please kindly moderate the session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I shall start, I would like to tell my panelists, most of them are my students. I am not going to take any lecture over here. We are just here to discuss the theme which was given, emerging trends in design practice. Okay, my 40 years of journey in architecture as a student, as a teacher, as a practitioner, till date is quite interesting. During this tenure, I have gone through various stages, or you can say phases of transition. When I joined the college, our drafting tool used to be rapidograph. It was very efficient tool at that time, but later on, inception of computer somewhere in late 90s, but it was at very primitive stage, and till the end of 20th we started using most other softwares like AutoCAD on computers, because inception of advanced computer till date, and till 2005 total automation in the field of design and architecture has taken place, replaced by computer supporting softwares. And later on, augmentation or virtual reality and augmented reality have come up, changed the entire world, and the technology is changing very fast, exponentially, and in due course of time, I think this would take over human brain also. So, my first question I would like to ask Manoj. Manoj is known to me for the last 28 years. When I joined the college as a new teacher, as a young teacher, he was there in second year, or I can say senior second year. So he is practicing. I think he has an experience of 28 years. Right now he is based at Hyderabad with collaboration of other consultants sitting at Calcutta and Delhi, I think. His major projects, I think he is associated with designing a lot of corporate sector and IT sectors. So my first question would be, Manoj, when you started as a young practitioner in 96, until you are dealing with those IT sectors, professionals and corporate sectors, they are more demanding and their projects are time bound. So how you tackled earlier, and what is your way of working right now?
I think it's good afternoon, right? Yes, good afternoon everybody. It's such an honor and pleasure to be sitting in the city of Lucknow, the city of my alma mater, and with so many of my seniors, mentors, professors, colleagues in my class, juniors and super juniors and super juniors and the students. So I'm overwhelmed. It's been a very nostalgic trip this time. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to share what you have learned in the last so many years of your practice, and I think this is a very relevant topic that, what are the emerging trends in design. See, design, the holistic design concept was where you had the needs of the occupants, the psychological, physical and spiritual needs of the occupants being met by a space to create balance and harmony for the occupant of that space. So that was the philosophical aspect of the holistic design. So I think beyond that, over the last 25 years, we've realized that there is rapid urbanization, rapid corporatization, rapid technology infused into the designs, and we earlier were the master architects or the master designers, are now become one aspect of the design. So I think we all should realize that whether it's a small apartment, any multi-use space, any complex interiors, you have so many more people working alongside you. And I think it's like going now to a super specialty hospital rather than to the physician. No more people go to physicians. So when you go to an architect, he needs to have a multidisciplinary practice either within, in-house, or at least have collaborations. So the new approach is collaborate, because they have statutory, very strict requirements. You have so many materials, you have structures to integrate, you have technology to integrate, you have a cost burden, you have a time constraint. So how do we beat all of that and come out with a winning combination? So a winning combination is nothing but an holistic approach. So any profession cannot, I think, survive without that winning combination, and that's what integrated design means. And we very early in our career, having started to work with MNC corporations, realized that we can deliver their expectations on a plate. We have to reach out to people around us, the MEP consultants, the cost consultants, time consultants, sourcing consultants. Then you have people who will do your creatives. So today you are outsourcing your views to people because they are specialists in views. You are outsourcing nearly everything, but you are controlling the overall design intent. I think that's what now we need to understand. What's the process of design and design intent? This also helps people to not work in silos. There is a very big risk during construction. When you don't work with an integrated design approach, you get into bottlenecks every day because you realize, oh, this is what I didn't think of. This I could not take care. Then you have a lot of hiccups during construction, which then leads to multiple complications. So I think from the beginning, everyone needs to understand that only way forward is to get into an integrated approach, take alongside to the extent of graphic designers. You know, people are using graphic designers, signage consultants, parking consultants. That's the approach we need to take for any project. Don't think I can do this. I think we all need to say I can do all of this, but with strength of my experts. That's what I feel is now the new emerging trend of holistic design.
Very well said, Manoj. I think because of time constraint and we have a big panel, one of the biggest panel in the. So my next question would be from Vaibhav Goyal. He is the architect who passed out in digital age. So you can say we can classify three types of architects right now. One is before digital age, one those architects, those who are in digital age, and one more category is there who passed out in COVID period. So Vaibhav, as we have been observing that there is a tremendous change in technology and artificial intelligence has to come up in due course of time. And what do you think this would helping designers or they would be a threat, because ultimately they will take over the human brain.
Hello, greetings finally to all of you for such a nice afternoon. As sir rightly approached about what actually artificial intelligence is all about. Everybody here have a thought like artificial intelligence is going to eat some of the human resources, or it is going to hamper the skills and efficiency of each and every part of the professionalism, and especially if we are talking about architecture. What I have learned and seen, because it is not yet much into the design practice right now, but there is a buffer period between like what architecture, this artificial intelligence is going to hamper us. So what I feel artificial intelligence in our architecture design practice will certainly boost the design feelings and the ideas what we are going to have. Like in the design process, it helps in creating the proper conceptual and getting the designs done. Then after that, they're getting the NOCs and everything from the government authorities. So it creates a particular environment and it gets the data about from the what this particular client is inclined and into it. Like it can also work on the social media background of the client and what client actually likes about, and the color schemes and his budgets and moderation in taste and everything. And after that, like many things will be controlled by artificial intelligence in terms of weather conditions also. Like we as a designers, we design projects like we think a house could be designed and completed in a stipulated time period of around 1 year. But there are many constraints, right from designing, right from material procurement, right to labor assessment and everything. So what I personally feel that artificial intelligence will get something like there are rains going to happen in June and July, there are harvestings being done. So what the total world population, the 7% of the total world population is into labor force, into the construction labor force, but it is yet not properly organized.
Well said. Gaurav, one more thing. What is your opinion how this artificial intelligence would help us out to design those smart buildings coming up and smart cities?
Sir, very well asked. Like, I personally feel like artificial intelligence will be a sort of helpful aim for, like, there is BIM, that is BIM is building information modeling. What it actually does, like artificial intelligence and BIM will act as an operating system for developing each and every things for what you asked. And like, it will also help us in getting the copyrights also of the designs. So it will be beneficial for the architects also, because only the licensed and the key architects will be able to work, and clients will not be able to go estate to architects also.
Okay. I would like to ask a question from Vishal. Vishal, I think he passed out in 2007. Vishal, I still have a memory, few of your works we have done in your student days. He is a very creative architect, and right now he is practicing in Lucknow. I have seen few of his works. Really, I am very much delighted and very much fascinated. Or I can say, Guru Guru reh gaya, Chela Shakkar ho gaya. Vishal, housing is a never-ending process. No government is able to resolve housing issues because of the demand and need. And housing or individual house constitute major component of building industry. And most of us are thriving on housing projects. What do you think the technology which is coming up right now, printable house, what is your opinion? This would be a blessing, or this would suffice the need of increasing housing demand in near future?
थैंक यू सो मच सर। सर मुझे लगता है कि 3D प्रिंटेबल हाउसिंग जो है वो एक रिवॉल्यूशन है, बहुत बड़ा रिवॉल्यूशन है कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए, क्योंकि जिस तरह के अभी हम लोगों को लो कॉस्ट हाउसेस की ज़रूरत है अपने इंडिया में, उसके लिए सबसे फास्ट टेक्निक है लो कॉस्ट है। उसके बाद किसी भी तरीके का डिजास्टर होता है, अर्थक्वेक आते हैं, इमरजेंसीज होती है, पैंडेमिक होते हैं, पैंडेमिक्स में हम शेल्टर बहुत ईजिली इन ए मंथ हम लाखों शेल्टर्स प्रिंटेबल 3D प्रिंटेबल टेक्निक से बना सकते हैं। हाँ, अभी इसमें कुछ खामियां हैं, कुछ इसमें रिसर्च अभी चल रही है जिससे कि हम हाई राइज बिल्डिंग्स में इसको हाई राइज हाउसेस में इसको हम इस्तेमाल नहीं कर पा रहे। लेकिन सर एज एन आर्किटेक्ट मुझे लगता है कि ये एक आर्किटेक्ट के लिए बहुत बड़ा रिवोल्यूशनरी अपॉर्चुनिटी है, वो मिलने वाली है, क्योंकि 3D प्रिंटिंग टेक्निक से हम वो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं जो हम पहले सोच सकते थे। जो कुछ स्ट्रक्चर लिमिटेशंस और पुराने ट्रेंडिंग मटेरियल्स ट्रेडिशनल टेक्निक्स की वजह से हम कुछ स्ट्रक्चर्स, कुछ इनोवेटिव बिल्डिंग्स जो बना नहीं पाते, वो अपॉर्चुनिटी आर्किटेक्ट्स को आने वाले सालों में मिलने वाली है। हम जो सोच सकते हैं वो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, किसी भी तरीके का कोई भी शेप, कोई भी डिज़ाइन क्रिएट कर सकते हैं हम लोग। तो मेरे ख्याल से सर 3D प्रिंटिंग टेक्नोलॉजी फ्यूचर है हम लोगों के प्रैक्टिस के लिए।
विशाल, एक चीज़ मैं और आपसे थोड़ा सा पूछना चाहूँगा कि जो भी हाउसिंग सेक्टर है, बिकॉज इंडिया इज़ ए वास्ट कंट्री, बहुत बड़ा देश है जहाँ पर रीजन टू रीजन जो लोकल अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ लोकल मटेरियल चेंज हो जाती है, कंस्ट्रक्शन टेक्निक्स चेंज हो जाती है। तो हाउ डू यू सी कि जो लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी है, जो इन मेट्रो सिटीज़ वी डू हैव ग्रुप हाउसिंग और हाई राइज, तो दिस जो ये प्रिंटेबल टेक्नोलॉजी है इज़ एप्लीकेबल फॉर लो राइज एज वेल एज हाई राइज, व्हाट डू यू सजेस्ट?
मेरे ख्याल में तो प्रिंटेबल टेक्नोलॉजी अभी लो राइज बिल्डिंग्स के लिए ही ज़्यादा कारगर है और लो कॉस्ट हाउसिंग के लिए ज़्यादा कारगर है, जिसकी अभी हमको ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि इंडिया में बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना भी चल रही है इस तरह के, जिनके पास घर नहीं है। तो अभी फ़िलहाल हमारे लिए तो लो कॉस्ट हाउसेस के लिए मल्टीपल बहुत सही काम कर रहा है।
Okay, well, now my next question would be from Alok Kumar. I have few memories with Alok. When I was pursuing my masters in 2006 and passed out in 2008, he helped me a lot in my thesis. In lieu of that, I helped him in his thesis. Okay, I have learned so many things from him. See, as an academician, as a teacher, I must say, the transfer of knowledge is both way, in fact. It is like process of osmosis. Sometimes, see, it's a flow of knowledge from higher concentration to lower concentration. But because all these are in digital age, so they are very good at software. So I have learned so many things of those softwares. So because they have more concentration on that side. So Alok, during period of COVID-19, all the consultants, they have faced lot of challenges, like to transform the existing structures into functional spaces to follow the protocol of all the protocol of COVID-19. Plus, we have also faced those challenges that buildings with covered with glass or sealed buildings created lot of problem because of the ventilation issues are there. How do you see as a consultant, as an architect, in near future you will cope up with if some kind of pandemic occurs, then how you will cope up with those things in those pandemic situations with the present infrastructure?
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you for the very nice introduction of mine. And sir, speaking about the concern after COVID-19, when COVID-19 hit the whole world, I think everyone was hampered with that. But that was just a phase, and it has gone now. But the main thing, what we learned from it gave the COVID-19 gave us a time to pause, to rethink, and to replan our future, our further action, how we can think about the Mother Earth, and what things we could do to create our individual spaces as a houses, or a safe building for all if any such calamities may occur in future. सर, जो मेरे को एक सबसे चीज़ लगी जो कोविड-19 के बाद हुई कि जो मैं सर एज एन आर्किटेक्ट जो मैंने लोग क्लाइंट में देखा कि उनमें एक चीज़ है ऑपुलेंस उनका बहुत बढ़ गया, बहुत एक्सट्रीम हो गया। उनकी जो चाहत थी एक लग्जरी के लिए वो इतनी ज़्यादा हो गई कि आज के डेट में जो हम लोग एक सोशल सर्कल में कभी एंजॉय करते थे कि जिम जाना है साथ में जाएंगे, हम लोग को कहीं क्लबिंग जाना है साथ में करते थे, आज के डेट में हम लोग एक इंटैक्ट प्लानिंग सब कुछ अपने रेजिडेंस में करते हैं। लोगों की एक्सट्रीमिज्म टुवर्ड द लग्जरी इतनी ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है, उनकी जो एक्सपिरेशन है कि अब मुझे मेरे घर पे स्विमिंग पूल भी चाहिए, मुझे पोकर टेबल भी चाहिए, मुझे स्नूकर टेबल भी चाहिए, मुझे जिम भी चाहिए, और मुझे अपने घर पे वो सारी चीज़ चाहिए जो मैं बाहर कहीं लेने जाता हूँ। और इन टर्म्स ऑफ अगर हम बात करें कि सर हम एक पब्लिक बिल्डिंग की बात करें तो सर उसमें भी कहीं ना कहीं ये चीज़ आई है कि जो एक जिसे कहते हैं कि एक साफ सुथरा एटमॉस्फेयर आदमी को चाहिए, वो चीज़ अचीव करने के लिए आज के डेट में वो हमसे चाहते हैं कि हम उस टाइप का डिज़ाइन करें, जो मुझे लगता है कि सर कोविड-19 ने इस तरीके से हमें अफेक्ट किया।
आलोक, आप क्या समझते हो कि जो इस तरह की पैंडेमिक सिचुएशन जो हुई, दिस इज गोइंग टू लीव एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन आर्किटेक्चरल प्रैक्टिस इन नियर फ्यूचर?
सर ऑफकोर्स मतलब कि हमारे प्रोफेशन की बात करें तो सर मुझे लगता है कि अब लोग ज़्यादा कंसर्न हो गए हैं कि अपना घर वेल प्लान करें, सारी एमिनिटीज़ मुझे मिलनी चाहिए, तो इसमें हम लोग का एनहेंसमेंट मिला है, इसमें हमारा कुछ नुकसान नहीं हुआ है। सो आई थिंक इट हैज़ एडेड समथिंग टू आवर वैल्यू एंड टू आवर इंटीग्रिटी।
Okay, thank you so much, Alok. Next, I would like to invite Gaurav Gupta. Whenever I see him, I used to congratulate him. वो कहता सर क्यों? मैंने कहा कुछ ना कुछ किया होगा यार, तूने कोई अवार्ड लिया होगा या कहीं लेक्चर करके आया होगा. He is a very nice guy. He is the youngest among of us, and he is very Gaurav. Okay, Gaurav. The design and build concept is coming up because of the complexity of the project and those projects with parametric in nature. But what is your opinion? How do you see that the design and build is the correct solution to cope up or to do those, to deal with these projects with the complexities and parametric in nature?
First, I would like to thanks to IDCS and the whole for the wonderful show and to connect me for this wonderful panelist. I think I am the youngest panelist in this panel. And sir, मेरा ये कहना है कि because as a new practitioner, as a new architect, जो मैंने फेस किया कि अगर हम लोग कोई भी अपने प्रोजेक्ट को डिज़ाइन कर रहे हैं, because after the bachelor's, after the master's, I have started my practice. तो कई सारे आइडियाज़ थे कि जो हमें कई सारे मास्टर आर्किटेक्ट से सीखे कई अलग सीखे. अब जब हम उसको बनाने चलते हैं या एग्जीक्यूशन करने चलते हैं तो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आता है कि वी डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ टीम टू हाउ टू एग्जीक्यूट विद इन अ टाइम लिमिट एंड विद इन अ सेम काइंड ऑफ फीचर्स जो हम चाहते हैं. समटाइम्स मे बी वी कैन गेट द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट फ्रॉम एलईडी कंसल्टेंट, फ्रॉम द स्ट्रक्चरल कंसल्टेंट, फ्रॉम एनी ऑफ देम. बट द थिंग इज दैट जो मैंने समझा कि एज अ यंग प्रैक्टिशनर अगर हम लोगों को अपने ऑफिस खोलने हैं, पीआर करने के बाद जो आजकल की प्रैक्टिस बन गई है, मैक्सिमम कॉलेजेस में मैं देखता हूँ कि ट्रेनिंग बाद में करने आते हैं, अपनी फॉर्म पहले रजिस्टर कर रहे हैं. मैक्सिमम मेरे ऑफिस में ऐसे इंटर्न्स आए हुए हैं, मैंने देखा कि सर मैंने अपने फूफा मामा चाचा का काम कर रहे हैं और 10 प्रोजेक्ट और भी साथ में कर रहे हैं. तो उनको मैं सिखाने से पहले वो खुद ही इतने लर्न होते हैं कि मैं उनको समझाऊँ क्या. बट द थिंग इज दैट जो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है कि आप एक टाइम तक तो एग्जीक्यूशन कर लोगे, बट आफ्टर दैट समटाइम कि हम कोई भी डिज़ाइन कर रहे हैं तो नए प्रोजेक्ट को बनाने चल रहे हैं कि भैया इफ आई इन दिस एज आई गॉट अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ अपार्टमेंट, मे बी आई कैन डू बेटर. बट मुझे लगता है कि शायद जो हमारे सीनियर्स ने बनाया है हम उससे और बेटर करना चाहते हैं, तो हमारे ये बेसिक जो डिज़ाइन पैरामीटर्स है वो कहीं ना कहीं फेल हो जाएगा. देन वी हैव टू डू सम काइंड ऑफ स्टार्ट कोलैबोरेशंस. तो सर मैंने अपनी प्रैक्टिस में ये सीखा कि अगर आपको नहीं आता है तो या तो आप किसी से पूछो या किसी के साथ कोलैबोरेट करके उस प्रोजेक्ट को सक्सेस बनाओ. फर्स्ट यू लर्न, देन यू कैन मेक एंड कंस्ट्रक्ट. देन स्मॉलर प्रोजेक्ट में यू कैन डिजाइन एंड बिल्ड एनीथिंग जो इतना टिपिकल नहीं है. बट इन बिगर प्रोजेक्ट्स एज अ यंग प्रैक्टिशनर इट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. देन वी हैव टू डू समथिंग लाइक दैट कि हम कुछ ना कुछ लर्न करके या किसी से कोलैबोरेट करके उस टेक्नोलॉजी को अडॉप्ट करके कुछ नए डिजाइन बनाए, रादर देन कि जो एक पैरामीटर चला आ रहा है ओल्ड करंट को उसी को स्टडी करके. बिकॉज जब आप नए कंसेप्ट पर जाते हो, यू आर मेकिंग हाई राइज, यू आर मेकिंग प्री-स्ट्रेस कंक्रीट, यू आर मेकिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, देन यू डोंट नो अबाउट द सेम सिटी. बिकॉज आई एम डूइंग अ प्रोजेक्ट गोवा, मुंबई, इन लखनऊ, इट इज द सेम सिनेरियो, बट इन गोवा इट इज समथिंग डिफरेंट फॉर द एग्जीक्यूशन आल्सो. मे बी हम जो डिजाइन यहाँ से अपने ऑफिस को बना के भेज रहे हैं, गोवा तक पहुँचते पहुँचते कुछ ना कुछ बन जा रहे हैं. So this is the basic problem. That's why some of the architects have started design and build mostly.
Gaurav, actually जो problem है like with big cities or metro cities, most of the architects they are surviving on this concept. They are in the contracting business. In fact, with designing. Because of the shortage of work and more number of architects, their concentration in metro cities are more as compared to other cities. So they are bound to take up the construction or the project management. Sometimes you can say it depends what type of client you have. If you have a big corporate sector or a big group, they don't prefer you as a contractor because you are the designer of the project. But for small residential or even interiors basically, if you are not supervising or you are not executing the interior, then it is difficult to get it done as per your perception and visualization. So, what do you say?
सर जैसे कि आपने बताया कि अगर हम लोग डिजाइनिंग एग्जीक्यूशन को कोलैबोरेट नहीं करेंगे फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ स्मॉलर प्रोजेक्ट, तो वी कांट मेक अ, बिकॉज वी हैव अ लिमिटेड टाइम, वी हैव अ वेरी लिमिटेड बजट एंड वी हैव अ लिमिटेड सोर्स। अभी सब जितने भी हम लोग के क्लाइंट्स हैं जो हमें ऑफर करते हैं, उनका ये कहना है कि सर हमारा बजट इतना है, इसमें जो आप बेस्ट बना सकते हो वो बना दो, बिकॉज मे बी इन सीनियर आर्किटेक्ट्स कैन गेट अ बिगर साइज ऑफ जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उनके अमाउंट्स बढ़ेंगे भी 10 लाख 20 लाख 50 लाख के अगर कोई रेसिडेंस बना रहा है, तो वी हैव टू थिंक कि हम उसी के कंस्ट्रक्शन में इंटीरियर्स के पर्सपेक्टिव को इन्वॉल्व कर दें रादर देन कि हम लोग डिज़ाइन ओरिएंटेड प्रोजेक्ट करें। जो आजकल एक नया मार्केट चला है कि मटेरियल बेस्ड डिज़ाइन करो, बिकॉज एवरी वेंडर्स एवरी काइंड ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर स्टूडेंट और डियर स्टूडेंट दे डोंट डिज़ाइन, दे जस्ट स्टार्टेड मटेरियल बेस्ड डिज़ाइन। I think this is not a thing which we have to follow. We have to follow first design and select the material, then इसमें आप provide करके then we have to execute.
Okay, I get back to Manoj. He has some opinion about this. Please, Manoj.
Yeah, sorry. So I think we discussing emerging trends in design, and we are discussing what is a trend, why this trend of design and build has come into the profession. Very, very prevalent, very, very prevalent. It's detrimental to the real true professional because now you are a designer and a contractor combined. But the real need arose out of the fact that designers were not being paid for their design. So that's why the trend of design and build. So when you do a design and build, you are making money from the build. So there are people who come to me, my clients, and say, sir, this guy is giving me a free design with build. So why do I pay you for this project? Because I'm getting design free. So it's a very dangerous trend in that sense, because then there is a lot of dilution. When if an architect starts thinking like a contractor, then you are gone. So that's one. So this design build trend was actually, there were two needs. There's a need for the designer to become a design build because he wants to make that extra money. Then there is a need for the client to give a design build because he's sick of the inefficiencies of the system. He wants to make one person accountable for the whole process till end of delivery. And we fail as designers, as architects, to provide all the details. We blame it on this guy, we blame it on that guy, that blame it on. He says, I don't care. I want one guy. You are the design and build. It could be the contractor who hires an architect to be a design build. It could be an architect who designs a contractor to be a design build. So now that's where the catch lies. So it's a great concept in that sense because it controls the time, it controls the quality, and it controls the cost, because there is something called as all three are getting fixed. Design build means you are accountable. You don't come to me with your excuses. So I think we need to improvise on this entire system, make it more robust. It should lead. So my own example, we do a lot of design and build. We are forced to do it, irrespective, we don't want to do it. But what we've done is, we take up the design build, we tell our clients, this build is completely outsourced from the beginning. It's a cost plus model. So we get you the best costs as a consultant. Then there is an open, transparent plus build up, which is my risk of doing this on my accountability. And then I make sure that happens. So everyone's happy, everything is transparent. So if you go in that sense, I don't become the contractor. For me, that guy is still my contractor. I can still screw him if he doesn't do a good job, because I am still leading the design and I have outsourced it to him. I don't have any stakes in his profit. So I think, so that's how we've figured out how to do a design build, being sync with the times, still keep the integrity of our profession and our practice. And I think sometimes we need to, improvise on systems in the market, turn them around, get back to your customers and tell them, see, if you do it like this, it works better than the way you think it works.
Thank you, Manoj. Very well analyzed. I would like to cut off this discussion over here. Next, मैं काविश सर की तरफ मुखातिब हूँ. We are batchmates. When I joined my master in 2006, he was there with me, and right now we are teaching basic design for the last 6 years, I think. He's looking after. He is a very good event manager, in fact. Tabish, my first question would be on the way augmentation is coming up. Even we do have augmentation or AR, VR lab in our college. How do you see this is going to help the students in academics, or this would be a very effective tool in practice, since you are practicing as well as you are in teaching? How do you see?
Good afternoon, everybody. That's a very pertinent question that you asked, because we are discussing on emerging trends in architecture. So as I see it, in yesteryears when we thought about VR and AR, we only thought about sci-fi movies, and we saw the protagonist going inside a building and communicating from elsewhere. But as of now, as technology has advanced, so I see AR and VR playing a very important role in how architecture is communicating in today's modern world, and it has totally revolutionized that particular aspect. So one important thing advantage that we get out of it is that obviously the architects can have a bolder design. It can unleash their talent more. They can be more creative, because obviously what does it do? It enables you to visualize, it enables you to build and see that actual building before actually it has been made on site. So you can walk through that particular building, you can see where the errors are, and you can also minimize upon your mistakes also, and the time. Suppose if you see that particular building is not working out, you can also minimize that particular aspect. So obviously it has come up with a better solution for as far as the creative aspect is there. Secondly, in terms of, if you say about the architecture students as you were asking, so as you were saying that from your times we were using a drafter, then in my age there were not many internet. The internet was there, but it was not available to the masses, and we worked mostly on the hand designs, and then computer-aided design came. But today, as we see, the students are coming up with their design solutions in third year, also in fourth year, fifth year. We ask the students to make use of the modern trends that are available in the computers, and we promote them to use walkthroughs, make them walkthroughs, and and use VR in their particular designs. So obviously, in that essence, if they have to apply for a jury also abroad or somewhere, so they can use these particular aspects and they can enhance the particular designs for there. Thank you.
Okay, Davish, very well explained. Next, I would like to ask two things from Rohit Parmar. He's passed out in 2007, 2008. Okay. He is very creative architect, and he did his master's from IIID. My question would be on graphics. In fact, graphic is nowadays it has become an specialized field, but earlier architects they don't employ graphic designer, but right now, because of the competition, because of the marketing, so we do need visualizers. So graphic designer input is required in large projects. So Rohit, in fact, we as an architect, we know few things about graphics, and we do have a subject in our teaching curriculum till second year level, arts and graphics. But now, because of the cutthroat competition and because of the project with a lot of expectation, architect used to employ graphic designer. How do you see the importance of graphic designer and its collaboration with an architect?
Thank you, sir. So I would say when I did graduation from GCA, so the thing that I studied was architectural design. But when I did masters from IIID, we focused a lot on design. So now design could be of any discipline. It could be film and video, animation, graphics, ceramics, textile, furniture, interior, apparel, 1000 kinds. बहुत तरह के हो सकते हैं. अब क्या है इसमें एक चीज हमको तो समझनी चाहिए कि हम अभी जो कह रहे हैं कि वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कोलैबोरेशन ऑफ ग्राफिक डिजाइनर्स इनटू इंटीरियर डिजाइन प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड वाइस वर्सा. सो if you see it properly, so at some point of time, at some level, we all have been doing some sort of graphic designs in our space. Be it जब हम tile selection कर रहे हैं, be it if we are making any kind of wall scheme, or we are designing any exposed brick wall, exposed concrete surface, any kind of Jaisalmer stone. So हम लोग कुछ ना कुछ tile pattern, flooring pattern, wall पे we are making a composition, we are putting up some frames, we think कि यार 3 लगाएं, 1 लगाएं, 5 लगाएं. What size it should be, how much breathing space it should have. So at some level we all have been doing it unconsciously. What I would say the emerging trend is now we are doing it consciously. We are hiring people who are experts of that. Now people are hiring graphic designers to probably put a proper patch on a wall of a color, what color it should be, what Pantone shade it should be, how much size, क्या उसका form होना चाहिए. Many people are getting flooring designs from graphic designer. Many people who are doing some kind of inlay work in ceiling, exposed concrete ceiling, they are getting it done. So बहुत तरह की color finishes. We all know color and words, they express emotions. And through our design, we try to tell stories, we try to create experiences, we try to talk about so many emotions in the space. And this all happens because of there's a pinch of graphic design in the whole space. Graphic design क्या है? It's a very beautiful amalgamation of art and design. The technicalities of design, the flavor of art, and they all come together. And then if we see any kind of space, there are lots of frames of graphic design that we go through. Be it different walls. Even अगर आप ये सोचो कि कल की पार्टी में there was a code, मतलब unset followed, people wore black and stuff. It was because it was supposed to look like some kind of community that has gathered up and they are looking all in black. So it looks much more probably kind of very nice space altogether itself. बहुत सारे रिटेल शोरूम्स हैं जिसमें कि हम लोग जब कपड़े लगाते हैं, there is a proper color coding that comes from a VM designer, visual merchandise designer. आप leggings के शोरूम में देख रहा था, there is a brand called Go Colors or something like that. So they stack all the leggings in one color. Now the whole space is all white, but then you have through product, you have added a graphic sense in the whole space. So that way, the graphics not just the signage part or probably some patch here and there. There's already a composition that you try to create, maybe because of the weaving of this fabric on the top. But as Brian Reed says that everything is designed, not everything is designed well. So to design well, you need to hire proper people if you don't have a better understanding of it. None of us are like an expert on everything. We have hold of few subjects, I would say, and then it happens that if you have proper graphic designer, you start getting lots of cues of is vinyl का क्या pattern होना चाहिए. Let's get back to our visual story that we are trying to tell, which has got already a pattern into it. So let's extrapolate something from that and try to do in this space.
Okay, well said, Rohit. But the problem is that the graphic designers, they are getting more salary than architect right now. This is the situation in the market. I have seen it. What do you say?
So I'll tell you, sir. Design as a discipline ऐसी चीज है जिसको आप तोल नहीं पाते हैं proper तरीके से कि यार कितना किसका पे किया जाए. And many times there are lots of architects who are designing buildings from 20-40 rupees per square feet to people who are charging 700-800 rupees. The people who have offices in Colaba and stuff. So दिमाग का खेल है, हाथ का फर्क है, जैसे डॉक्टर्स का भी होता है, हमारे प्रोफेशन में भी है. तो अभी सर ज़माना वो आ गया है कि जब ग्राफिक डिजाइनर्स आर डिजाइनिंग इंटीरियर्स एंड इंटीरियर डिजाइनर्स आर डिजाइनिंग ग्राफिक्स. There are lots of people who are doing that, and this is the age of it. This is the collaboration, this is the beauty of it. I think only good work is going to survive to get a good fee, I would say.
They interior designer are doing fashion designing also right now. in Mumbai, many of Indian designers doing fashion designing.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, Rohit. Very well said. Now again I come back to Manoj because he has a very long exposure and he has seen so many phases of transition. So I request him to give a message to the young generation architect.
I don't know why I've been picked for this. I don't think so. आदमी और आचार में फर्क होता है. तो experience in people is not defined by the time gap you spent in a particular profession. So I could have more experience, but there would be people better than me who are very starting out young. So I think that's the first point. We need to throw this mindset out that experience brings wisdom. It may not bring. So I don't know if I'm one of the best people to speak about this. I think the people who are now younger than me, they've just understood because we have a very different type of mindset when we taught design, when we were so trained and we were in this sort of a flexible environment where you could just do anything out of anything. We still go by the rules and we've been so trained to go by them that sometimes that's the innovation of us becoming more creative. And that's why you see offbeat, out-of-the-box designs coming out every day from very young people because they don't have any baggage which they have carried, which we've carried for how a particular space should be and designed. So I think my only thing I would tell the young students, and I see a lot of them here, is that the trends will keep changing. If you have strength in your conviction and you know the process, you need to just keep figuring it out during the way you know you're going to be going through, transitioning through, maybe through different types of projects, typologies of projects, during different time zones, for different cities, different cultures. So I think adaptability, being agile, is I think the need of the hour, and definitely collaborating is here to stay. And like I think Rohit said, that it doesn't matter whether you are an interior designer doing graphics or a fashion designer doing interiors. I think it's all in our mind. Anyone who can deliver the goods is picked up by the marketplace. I think that's very important. So you have to get picked up by the marketplace because at the end of the day you are selling a service and people will not come to you. You are not selling a product. So I think that's very important. Consider yourself as the brains, have processing powers, increase your processing powers. Keep your eyes open, be agile and adaptable. Because I think what Darwin said is, the intelligent and the strongest species will not survive. The guys who adapt will survive.
Very well said, Manoj. In fact, there are two things. One is the opportunity. आपको क्या opportunity मिली है, that is one thing. दूसरा, your capability. If you are capable to design a building, whether you don't have any degree or diploma, it hardly makes any difference. But there are other things. We do have concept of architecture to recognize the practice. That is another issue. But opportunity and your capability, these are two important things. And what I have been observing for the last 10 years, we are not producing hardcore practitioners. Most of the students, they are diversifying to other fields of relevant field of architecture as well as management courses. In fact, I have seen few students, they opted for MBA, management, administrative, business management, and most of them, they opted for construction management and other material management or other relevant related with building industry. So I think with these words, I would like to stop over here and thanks everybody. I would like to say thanks to all my panelists who they joined us, and we have very memorable memories. In fact, thank you everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And with this, firstmost, I request Architect Ajay Bell, sir. I request sir to please come. Okay, we have some questions, and After that, we'll have this medal ceremony.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Architect Shriyat Singh. It was a very invigorating discussion. I've just started the practice of my own, so I have many questions to all of you. My first question goes to Manoj sir. So you talked about this flexible work environment and how things can be done by different individuals. And we've all talked about collaborations across practices. My question is looking inward inside a practice. So we talked about people doing different things and people switching very easily, workforces being very vibrant and very versatile. How do we make a good team within the practice, and how do we retain good workforce within our practice?
I didn't get your question, the first part of the question. I didn't get the word. How do we maintain a good team?
Workforce. How do we maintain a good workforce? How do we develop a good workforce within the practice? We talked about collaboration across practices, right? But I'm trying to look at inwards towards inside a practice when we're developing people, developing workforces for us, collaborating amongst ourselves in this flexible environment. How do we generate a new workforce, and retain good people within the practice?
So I think another very pertinent question is how documented and process oriented are we? I think we end up becoming a principal, a business owner, and we think that we have to do everything ourselves. So first is believe in your team, learn to delegate and empower your team first. Don't think they are all bunch of fools which you hired and only you can deliver the goods and they are only going to follow what you're going to do, tell them to do. So empower people, I think. Look at your strengths of your practice, where you want to take your practice. So today it's very difficult to do everything in-house until you have a very large, integrated, collaborative practice. So always understand what you can do best. Specialist का ज़माना है. Become a specialist. Jack of all, master of none doesn't work anymore. पहले हो जाता था because client को समझ नहीं आता, जो भी मुझे वो वाह करता था. आजकल client आपसे ज़्यादा information ले आपके पास आता है, and he's expecting beyond that. So just imagine he's doubling. He already knows so much more. He's expecting beyond that. After things you don't even know what he's read and come to you. So first understand your core, what you want to do. Develop a very core team around that philosophy or that content. Create that content and still look for people like you who can collaborate and understand your philosophies of design. It's very important to choose the partners whom you work with. I have had MEP consultants who on my driveway put in the RCB lights, who on my glass panels have shown switches, because they are from a different field. So when you are corporate interiors, look at someone who does corporate interiors and let him understand what the design intent of the architect. So I think it's very important to identify all your co-partners, whether it's your, just don't go because he's good. Make sure is he relevant. It also helps to identify and grow your practice, including your vendor partners, everyone. So I think it is very an intelligent decision which you need to do.
A second part to that. Do we need to evolve this employer-employee relationship into a more stakeholder kind of an arrangement between the team itself?
Okay, again, I request to answer part of the panel. So this is not what we are discussing. This can be taken offline. I can meet with you after this panel because then we do somewhere else. We are just discussing emerging trends in design, not emerging trends in practice.
Sir, not an issue, but I would like to continue for just for 2 minutes. The question you asked, it is a very simple, like any situation in the life should be a win-win condition for everybody. Whether it is your client, whether it is you, whether it is your team or anything. What I have generally noticed and seen 2 times, like generally as an architects and people used to say their subordinate staffs like staff. So we should understand always like we are working as a team. Some has a bigger responsibility, some have a smaller responsibility firstly. Secondly, we should also get them the remuneration properly so that they are not stick to something else and they are trying to flee from something. So that is more important. Lastly, I would like to request all the young architects and who are students of architecture, that is a personal experience, just for a minute, I would always be thinking that I could have a platform to say this. Like, I would request everybody to do job for at least 5 years. Because what I have done, there is a very haste of getting your firm registered within a year or two. Like you think like we will getting a job of 25,000, 30,000. If I do my own practice, I will earn in lakhs. Initially, you will do that, but what you will do eventually is like you will hold up your capabilities and design ideas. Like if you are working for a big company or big firm, like I have worked for Ashok Kumar sir. So I initially started working on 100 crores, 200 crores projects. But what happened if like I have started within a year or two, I would not have get that exposure. Right? And moreover, I would request everybody to do a job for at least 5 years so that whenever you start your own firm or you do something, you cannot say to a client that I do not know that. Until unless you have done the practical experience and site experience and thought experience and anything like, we have not been told much about the plumbing and everything in the college. But I do projects on turnkey basis. So what happens like, client expects everything from me to handle like a spot, like single point of contact. As I said that you are held responsible for each and every from rain to pin to piano for everything. So that is very important. Like we design the things, and then what we happen that we go to the client goes to a contractor. He asks like who is going to do for the very least L1, L2, L3. So what happens eventually? The design, the process of the architects goes out. End of the day, we see we have designed that flat or building or group housing, hospital, anything very good. And after 3 years, when we cross that location, we see very weird colors of a scheme of elevations are being used. I think everybody must be right for this. Right, Manoj sir?
देख यूपी में कहावत है, ये करे की विद्या है बच्चों. You have to practice, and you are supposed to go through those experiences. You cannot learn design or sketching by going through that how to design and how to learn sketching. Okay, thank you.
My question goes to Vishal sir. Sir, you talked about housing and affordability, and we're talking about emerging trends and changes in technology and the design process. How do you think generative design, computational design, cognitive design, these ideas, which are very technological in nature, based on software and also 3D printing, how these ideas can come together to create affordability in this new flexible, new age information technology environment?
It depends on how affordability you think. Affordable क्या है आपके लिए? आप अगर 1 साल की बिल्डिंग को 2 महीने में बना लो तो वो अफोर्डेबल है आपके लिए. आपका कहीं ना कहीं कॉस्ट, कहीं ना कहीं टाइम तो सेव हो ही रहा है ना. टाइम भी लगेंगे, आप उतने में 4 बिल्डिंग और बना लोगे.
सर वो मैं पूछ रहा था कि टेक्नोलॉजी जो है हमारी इवॉल्व कर रहे हैं, जनरेटिव डिजाइन जैसे एक एग्जांपल, 3D प्रिंटिंग दूसरा एग्जांपल. 3D प्रिंटिंग फॉर एग्जांपल अभी इतनी लॉजिस्टिकली वायबल नहीं है बिकॉज द टेक्नोलॉजी इज ग्रोइंग.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ.
So how do you project the path for the future for 3D printing one and generative design the other to create affordable housing scenarios?
मैं इस पे एक पॉइंट ऐड करना चाहूँगा. ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जो आप अफोर्डेबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, अफोर्डेबल मीन्स व्हाट, बिकॉज सर सेड 3D printing is now in trend, but I think it doesn't require is in Lucknow or any kind of region, because 3D printing is right now designed for those kind of places जहाँ पे हमारे पास लेबर नहीं है, contractors नहीं है, material नहीं है. Just we have to think, because right now 3D printing cost is very so high, because because there are two parts, affordability and cost. It is a different matter. We have to do first feasibility analysis for that particular region, what we want, what is the context.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry. We are really sorry we are running out of time. Sorry, actually sorry.
Okay, we'll discuss it later. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, as sir mentioned that we are running out of time, so without any further delay, I request Architect Ajay sir to please come and join us on stage to present. I request sir to please come forward and join us on stage to present memento to our moderator. जोरदार तालियों के साथ please welcome sir on stage. Thank you. Now I request Architect Vishal Jain sir to please come forward and join us on stage to present memento to Architect Manoj Wahi sir.
जी गैस का नवासी है कहाँ
Thank you sir.
यहाँ नहीं ना
Now I request Architect Rohit Gupta sir to please come forward and join us on stage to present memento to Architect Vaibhav Goel sir. Everyone please तालियों के साथ sir को welcome करें on stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, I request Architect Neeraj Kushwaha, sir. मैं उनसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी कि वो प्लीज़ आगे आए, मैं आके ज्वाइन करें ऑन स्टेज. I request Architect Prasenjit Sanyal, sir, to please kindly present. Okay, sir is here now. आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है फिर तालियों के साथ प्लीज़ वेलकम Architect Neeraj Kushwaha sir on stage to present memento to Architect Vishal Mathur. Thank you, sir. Now I request Architect Ashok Kumar. Sir, I request you to please come and join us on stage to present memento to Architect Alok Kumar, sir. जोरदार तालियों के साथ please welcome sir on stage. Thank you, sir. I request now Architect Krishna from Goa. I request you, sir, to please come up on the stage and join us to present memento to Architect Gaurav Gupta. जोरदार तालियों के साथ please everyone welcome sir on stage. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Kirti Rana, please come and join us on stage to present memento to Professor Tabish Abdullah. जोरदार तालियों के साथ please welcome ma'am on stage. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Architect Parul Saxena. Please, ma'am, come and join us on stage to present memento to Architect Rohit sir. एक बार जोरदार तालियों के साथ please welcome ma'am on stage.